Hi, you guys. I'm back for day number 5 of the live Facebook challenge. Um, I'm excited to share some tips and tricks on the home buying process for you today. Um, yeah, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to explain the process of purchasing a home. I'm going to some tips and tricks along the way. If you do jump on while I'm going live, please give me that hashtag live so I can shout you out and say hello. If you watch it replay, give me a hashtag replay so I can comment back to you and check in. So, as you guys know, the home buying process can be somewhat elaborate. I know it can be overwhelming for people who have never purchased a home, so I'm here to be transparent and make you feel a little bit more at ease about the process. And so that's why I'm going live today, so I can share the basic tips and tricks for you and the steps to make it happen. So most home buyers will go ahead, they'll get all excited, they'll start searching Zillow or realtor.com, set up searches. That's great. But something that I always recommend to start out with is to reach out to a realtor, and we can go ahead and connect you to our preferred lenders who can go ahead and set you up on a pre-approval process to get a mortgage, to get your pre-approval mortgage. That way you'll actually know what budget you can afford and if you can, buy a house versus rent or all those different points. So, step number one in the process is to meet with a mortgage lender. If you don't have a mortgage lender, please reach out to me and I can refer you some of my preferred lenders. They have great track records, lots of experience. As I mentioned in some previous lives, they've been able to get some people that thought that they'd have to rent pre-approved to purchase instead, and it's been a life-changing event for them. So that's step one. They're going to go ahead and they're going to review things like your W-2, your paychecks, your bank statements, and debt to income ratio is. And after they look at all of that, they can help give you an idea if you are qualified for like a $200,000 home. You can go up to 300,000 if you need to stay a little bit lower into like the 120s. But having that knowledge will go ahead and make you empowered when you do get into the next step, which is setting up your home searches and starting to go on showings. So step two is that fun part where you get out and you start house hunting. Within that part too, it's a good idea to already have an idea of some of your wants and your needs. So start thinking of your dream list, and also then, besides just your dream list, make sure you know what your must-haves are. If you have to have a garage for your car, then you want to make that, you're upfront with your realtor and that they're searching for homes with garages. If you have to be in a specific school district, then we can go ahead and tailor your search to that. So this is when the fun stuff happens. You start meeting with a realtor. We're going to show you houses. A lot of times we're going to ask for a buyer agency agreement, and we're going to do a buyer consult, and we're going to kind of just help you feel ease within that process. So number three is when you find your dream home. You're ready to put in that offer, and yay, we're all excited. So that's what happens is we'll put in an offer. The realtor will talk to you about different parts of the offer, about like what type of mortgage you're using, how much money you're comfortable putting down in an earnest money deposit form so the sellers know that you are a serious buyer. If you're going to do an inspection or not, we're going to always recommend that you do an inspection because things are going to come up with every house, and you want to make sure you know what type of things that could possibly be potential pitfalls before you go ahead and sign away for your life. So you're going to go ahead and we're going to write all that into the offer, and then we're going to submit the offer. You can also go ahead and include things like escalation clauses. So let's say, you're in love with this house, but you'd like to start a little bit lower. An experienced realtor will be able to get you through these tips and be able to help make your offer stronger. or let's say you're a cash buyer, you're a builder, you come from a family of builders, maybe you decide you want to go ahead and skip that inspection because you know that they're, knowledgeable, and that would be an option too. So there's lots of other things we can do, such as making sure it's a shorter time frame to close. Different companies I work with can close quicker. So anyhow, we can get into all that later after you get your pre-approval and we're out house hunting and you're ready to put in an offer. So then number 3 is when your offer is accepted. And I guess I should go back a little bit, is because you could go through counter offers or your offer could be rejected. Typically, that's not what happens. Typically, an offer is either countered or accepted. But I say that also what I just said. There is a lot of demand out there right now. There's a lot of buyers in the market, less houses available. So the more that you're able to get out there and with your wants and needs, the easier it is to find you that perfect home, because there are going to be a lot of times a lot of buyers fighting for that one single home. So we want to make sure your offer is an aggressive offer and that it goes in quickly and that you complete your paperwork quickly as well. So now let's say, great, you got your offer accepted. You're so excited. We're excited for you. And what we're going to do next is we are going to do an inspection. Usually you have up to 10 days to do that inspection period, but a lot of times we're going to recommend doing maybe a 5-day inspection period or maybe a 7-day inspection period to make your offer a little stronger. And then if you have an inspector that you work with or an inspection company, you can go ahead and hire those, or you can reach out to your realtor and they will be able to give you a recommendation of different preferred inspectors that they work with that have done a great job for them. And that inspection report will be run. Typically, well, always the realtor is going to be there with the inspector, and typically the buyer is going to be there too, so they can ask questions on the home and talk to the inspector about any, potential pitfalls that are coming up. So from there, we are going to find out, we're going to look at that inspection report. We're going to decide if we want to renegotiate on anything. Let's say that the roof is on its last, leg, or there's been notice of water in the crawl or something. At that point, you're going to be able to decide whether you want to walk away from the deal and the sellers potentially relist the home back on the market, or you could go ahead and negotiate. Possibly we can get you some money off at that point. And then after that, we are going to go to the next step, which is called the appraisal. Some money off at that point. And then after that, we are going to go to the next step, which is called the appraisal. The mortgage company, at this point, you're going to be working with that mortgage company as well. They're going to be starting to, move forward with the mortgage and get to that final steps. Before we get there, we're going to need something called an appraisal to see how much the home actually is worth in an appraiser's mind. So that's something I can explain more in the future too. But let's say, the home at 200,000 and it appraises for 225, then great. And you've already got $25,000 of extra equity in that home before you've even technically closed. So let's say it comes in lower. Let's say we offered that 200,000, but it only appraises for 190. That would be another time that we have the chance to do a renegotiation and talk to the sellers about, either meeting us in the middle, or the buyer is going to have to come up with that extra cash because the mortgage company is not going to offer a mortgage on something that's doesn't appraise for the full value. They want to protect their as well. So that's that step. After we get through that and all the other contingencies are filled, we're going to be getting close to closing day. Yay! So then closing day is going to come up. We're going to go ahead and meet and we're going to sign off on all those papers, and you're going to be officially a homeowner. Sometimes you're going to get the keys right at the closing table and be able to go over to your new home right away and be able to sleep there that night. Other times we might have written in some type of contingency within the within the contract where like the seller gets 7 or 14 days of possession after close so they can move out their stuff. So if that happens, you want to make sure you have a place to stay for that time period. But here you're officially a homeowner. You could even go ahead and within that contract, we could have written up something like how much money per day that the seller would be responsible for paying you rent if they stay over from close. But typically in this market right now, we're going to go ahead and recommend that you don't charge that seller because it's just going to make your offer that much stronger. So, yay, you're officially a homeowner, guys. So those are the basic steps of it. Obviously, there's some more things that go into it too about, making sure you're getting all your paperwork done, that your loan's going through underwriting, that you've got your home insurance, that all that stuff's taken care of as well. And that's pretty much it. I don't know how long I've been on here today, probably over 5 minutes. So, you know me, I love to get chatty and keep chatting with you guys. But for the sake of your time and for the sake of my voice, I will go ahead here and wrap it up. Please reach out if you are thinking about doing some house hunting in the next couple months. I'd love to get you with a mortgage lender today for the next couple days and get you out seeing some homes this weekend. As I've mentioned before, tax time is a great time to be able to potentially purchase your first home because there are a lot of people that are getting refunds back and they can use that money as a down payment. And as I mentioned too, is if you don't have money for a down payment, we could still talk to you about ways to improve your credit. So you could potentially, move in the next few months or see if you qualify for something like a down payment assistance program. The city of Port Huron has a down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers. It's $10,000, and I'd love to talk to you about that. I've been able to use it for a couple of my buyers recently, and it's been life-changing for them. So that's kind of what's up. That's the quick lowdown of the buying process. A lot of you guys remember I have created a buyer's guide. And as I mentioned in my post earlier today, I'm going to be getting ready to release a book about the home buying process soon. If you are interested in starting your process, please let me know because I could go ahead and share a digital copy of this with you or get a version printed out and get it mailed or dropped off to you soon. And it will kind of reiterate some of those processes because I get it. We all learn in different ways. Some people learn through videos and chatting. Other people like to have it all written out right in front of them and be able to, flip through something and be able to help guide them through the home buying process. So thank you guys for watching. It's my pleasure to continue to teach you guys and hopefully serve you guys soon. I hope all's well and enjoy your Friday and let's chat soon. All right. Love you guys. Bye.